Hi, I'm Katie from Whatever Katie Sews, and if you'd like to hear more about the Annalaine Triple Playtime shorts with an in-depth review, then grab a cuppa and stick around. I stumbled across the pattern company Annalaine, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly because it could be Annalaine. I think someone had mentioned it on Facebook, and so back in May there was a sale, and I bought this shorts pattern and also a dress, and they were $2 each. I haven't made the dress yet. And my daughter really grew last year and she desperately needed some new shorts. And before I've made the pattern, the Hala lounge pants, and you've probably seen that on my channel before. I've recently made some tracksuit bottoms, so you can make that in various different lengths. And I have made them in the shorts length before. But to be honest, I just fancied getting a new pattern as it's just a bit boring making the same things over and over again. And I really liked this pattern because it had just an interesting banding on it, which you can see very clearly on this pair. And you can also make it pleated around here and ruffled. So there were just various different selections, and I just thought it was great for $2. I downloaded and printed the PDF and I stuck it together myself. Sometimes I do send my patterns to NetPrinter to get them printed, but as it's quite small, I just decided it was easier to do it myself. So I made the size 7, which seemed to fit my daughter's measurements very well, and I usually do make a size bigger, but because she's quite slim and I didn't want to make them so that they kept slipping down, I made the size that she is, and actually it was perfect. So I'm glad that I did that and I didn't opt for the size 8. So for my first pair, I used a fabric that I bought in Joann's last year on my trip to Florida. So it's this lovely rainbow fabric. The fabric itself doesn't have much recovery, so I was a little bit nervous using it on something too large, on like a t-shirt that I could pull out of shape round the neck. And the band was actually a Ponte Roma. It's a bit thicker, and that was from some fabric that I got from Colville Fabrics last year. And altogether it used well under a metre of fabric, which was just so good. So I had multiple disasters putting my first one together, and it was totally my fault. I was having a mental block on the day that I was putting them together. I sewed the leg openings together, I put two wrong pieces together, I spent my whole time unpicking it. But this was absolutely no reflection on the pattern instructions at all, which were great. It was just me trying to be too speedy, too late at night. But once I engaged my brain, they came together really quickly. And actually, the only thing that I would suggest doing was to top stitch right at the end rather than midway through in various points that it tells you to top stitch, because it just came together. If you can see here, it was just a little bit tricky to top stitch around here at the point that they told you to do it, but actually on my other two shorts I did it at the end and it was just so much easier, so I would definitely recommend doing that. So I'll also quickly show you the other two pairs that I've already made. So here's one pair, and I'm not sure, I think I've, oh, that's back to front. I'm not sure if I've shown you this fabric before. I bought this from Fabrics Galore at the Knitting and Stitching show back in March, and I have made so much stuff with it already. I've made a pair of pyjamas for me, I've made a pair of leggings each for my daughters, I've made a little pair of leggings for a neighbour for their new baby. So I clearly bought way too much of this fabric, but I'm really pleased to get these shorts out of it. And actually, as you can see, the banding, I just used the same fabric. I didn't use a different fabric for this, and the top stitching is just much neater, and I did that right at the end, as you can see there, because that's probably the trickiest part, where it comes together here at the sides with the banding. The other pair that I have made, I'm not sure if they're going to make her look a bit like she's going into a boxing ring, but they're just super cute. This is leftover material I had from a dress I made quite a while ago. And then again, the black banding was just some scrap jersey fabric that I had. So she hasn't actually seen those ones yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing if she'll like them. But that means that she's now got 3 pairs of shorts with very minimal fabric. The whole lot just cost me probably, I'm guessing, under £10 for the pattern and the fabric, especially if I'm using up bits of my scraps. So I'm just really pleased with these. As you can see, I'm on the Annalaine Patterns website, and these are the Triple Playtime shorts, and they run from 9 months up to 14 years old. And you can see here that they're $7.50. I got them for $2 in a sale. I don't know how often they have sales, to be honest. And I've just noticed here that they've got some free patterns up there, so I might go and take a look at that later. So in the picture here, you can see that that is the ruffled version. They have various different versions, and you can see another one here, and also here, which is more ruffled actually. Maybe the first one was the pleated version and this is the ruffled version. What I also want to show you are the measurements. So you can see the measurement chart here, and they have the inches. Also, interestingly, they have pounds, so what the weight is as well. I guess it's just another thing to check if you are making the right size, and the waist and the hips. And then here you can see what the fabric requirements are. So I made the size 7, and here they actually said it took 1/3 of a yard. Well, I knew it was well under a metre, so that does sound about right. And they also tell you how much elastic you have and how much you need for the various bands. So I hope that's useful for you. Now, a wonderful subscriber called Lynn has also recommended to me the free Pearl Soho City shorts, which they do in adult sizing, and they are almost identical. And so I'm actually in the process of making some for myself. I'm actually doing them in a woven fabric, and I don't think there's anything to stop you doing this Annalaine pattern in woven fabric either. I don't think it would probably make much difference, and actually the waistband is done using elastic anyway, so you're not using the stretch of the jersey. So I'm going to see how that goes with the adult version. I'm sure you will see them in hopefully my July makes. And potentially I can make some woven ones for my daughter as well, but I think she's probably all set now for the summer. So I hope that this pattern review has been helpful, and I will be trying to do pattern reviews that aren't quite so popular and don't have so many reviews already, as I like to spread the love around a little bit. And it's just nice to see new patterns that we haven't been seeing on Instagram again and again. And finally, if you're new here, welcome. This is my channel where I take you on my sewing journey, my highs, my lows, my thoughts and my reviews, and hopefully we can learn from each other along the way. So if that's the sort of thing that you love to watch, then please subscribe. Thank you.